All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful time to be here. This is Precious David, and today we're going to be talking about trading psychology, right? It's a very, very important module in our training, something that we really need to talk about. So, in the next few minutes, I'm just going to be going over it. What is trading psychology? How do you take advantage of the opportunities, in this training, and how you can actually scale up your profitability in the business of e-trading by dealing with trading psychology properly. All right. So the first thing I want to quickly share with you is the fact that there is this statistics that says 90% of traders lose their money in the first 90 days of their trading. All right. So 90% of traders lose 90% of their money or 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. And the reason is not because trading is not a good business. The reason is not because trading is not a business that is profitable or that cannot be sustained. I'm going to be sharing the reason with you. The reason why 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of doing this business is something that we really need to pay attention to. And if you understand that reason, you will be able to avoid it. All right. So, from my own experience, I think I've been doing this for almost a decade right now. And I can tell you that for 2 years of my own trading journey, it wasn't really a profitable journey for me for 2 years because I was struggling with what I'm about to teach you right now. And that is why my first book, the first time I would ever write a book in my life was on this same topic. It's called The Complete Trading Plan. All right. It was still on this same topic. And trust me, that book has really, really helped a lot of people. All right. So it's something I want to really share with you that there is no trader that you would speak to that would not tell you about this. You see, most of the times people think they lose money because of bad trading strategy, maybe because they don't understand how to trade. No, I tell you that because you see, I've been training people and teaching people how to trade for the past 7 years, and I've trained a lot of people, professionals, doctors, a lot of people across all walks of life, across all platforms, online, physically, across a lot of platforms. And I can tell you that every time I meet with somebody, all right, 9 out of 10 people who have actually burnt their fingers in this business, who have actually lost money, 9 out of 10 actually did not because of a bad trading strategy or because they didn't understand how to trade, but because of a bad trading psychology, not understanding the very thing that makes this business profitable, which is your psychology in the business. And it's very, very key because a lot of times the reason why people lose money a lot of times is because many people don't understand this. You can't get this on. You hardly see this kind of lectures anywhere. You hardly see it, and that's why I'm really, really excited to share this. All right. So very quickly, I'm not going to be wasting time. Let's talk about some facts about trading that you need to know. Facts about trading. Number one is that trading can be sustained. Number two is that trading is a business. And if you don't understand this, you might be gambling with your money. Trading is actually a business, and it is garbage in, garbage out, value in, value out. It's a business, all right? Number three is that you can trade without ever blowing up your account. I repeat, the third thing is that you can trade without ever blowing up your account. All right, I've tested this for 5 good years, trading its same account without ever blowing it up. 5 good years. And the reason is simple. All you have to do is just to understand your psychology and have a plan. All right. So it's very, very important that we understand this. So, contrary to what people really talk about trading, trading is all about, making money or losing money, and you can lose a lot of money and all that. I tell you, the reason why people are losing a lot of money, the reason why people are blowing up accounts is because of psychology. There's a problem with a lot of people's psychology, and I can't blame them because what we have on media, what we have on the social media, what we have out there, in the kind of picture that is being portrayed by a lot of online mentors out there is that trading is all about putting in 100,000 naira, making 10 billion the next day, buying the biggest yacht, buying houses in Ikoyi and Lekki and all this, buying luxury houses all around the world and all that. Fine, there might be some iota of truth to that because I will not lie to you. There's a lot of business in this. There's a lot of money in this business, but that is not the complete truth. They don't tell you what goes on behind the background, and this is why I'm exposing this to you right now. All right. So the first thing you need to first of all take note of. This is the first thing that you need to take note of. All the go hard or go home, go hard or go home. I tell you, if you are part of the go hard or go home team, all right, you are gambling, you're not trading. Because there's a thin line between gambling and trading. There is a thin line between gambling and trading. So all the go hard, go home, go hard or go home, you are actually gambling. You are not trading. All right, because there's a thin line between gambling and trading. Okay, so once you understand this, you're able to get it for. So let's take it a step ahead. You say gambling do not take risk into consideration. It only focuses on profit that is needed to be made. It doesn't take the risk into consideration. It only focuses profit. While trading or traders, on the other hand, take first of all, recognizes the risk involved in its action and makes adequate effort to manage that risk in order to safeguard, remember, the capital. The major thing you are safeguarding is your capital, because without capital, there is no business, all right? Henceforth, in trading, capital comes to mind before profit. And that is why I tell people all the time that when you take a trade, the first thing to look at for is not to close it in profit, but to break even on that trade. When you take a trade, the first thing to look out for is not to close in profit, but to break even on that trade that you have taken. All right. And this is why I want to share the two golden rules from Warren Buffett. The first rule is never lose money. Second rule is never forget rule one. First rule, never lose money. Second rule, never forget rule one. Now, let me put this in perspective, all right? When we say never lose money, we're not saying you're not going to make some losses in the market. Of course, losses are normal, right? Like me, I take all my trades are on 30%, all my accounts are on 30% risk, all right? So it means I'm risking 30% of my capital at every time. Both AI account, manual trading, whatever I'm doing, I'm risking 30% of my capital at any time, all right? So losses is normal. But when we're saying lose money, we're talking about the capital, losing your capital. I mean, losing your entire capital. In our own terms, we say your account has blown up, right? Somebody, I saw a message of somebody yesterday, one of my mentees, when she told me, oh, Precious, I just blew my account. And, something like that. What it means is that she just lost her capital. And when I called her, when we started talking about it, of course, I know she didn't use any risk management, no stop loss. The lot size was so big. She wanted to make fast profits, and she was trading gold, which is another very crazy instrument. If you're not a disciplined trader, I tell you cannot trade gold. The reason a lot of people cannot trade gold profitably is because they are not disciplined. If you are not a disciplined trader, you cannot trade gold. You would blow your account. I can promise you that. You would blow your account. All right. So what she was doing yesterday was not trading. What she was doing yesterday was gambling. Simple and straightforward. So you need to pay attention to this. You need to ask yourself some questions. When I take a trade, what am I looking for? Am I looking for big profits out of a very small capital? Or am I looking at breaking even on that trade? What is coming to my mind at first? Is it the risk involved? Is it the profit involved? You need to ask yourself these questions. Now, I'm not saying that you should not target big, profit and all that. I've seen people who flip small accounts to big accounts. But you see, what I'm trying to tell you is that flipping an account from $10 to 100 is gambling. I can tell you that. All right. Flipping an account with big lots and all that, it's a 50-50 chance. That is it. Trading is probability, 50-50 chance. You can never be 100% sure the market is going to go according to your direction. There is no 100% anywhere. There is no holy grail strategy. It doesn't exist. All right. So you need to understand that there is a 50% chance that this market might reverse or might not go in your direction, and you need to pay attention to that 50% that might not go in your direction and be able to, have a plan for it when it doesn't go in your direction in terms of safeguarding your capital. All right, so very, very fast, let's quickly go to the next thing. The next fact you need to know is that there are three downfalls of traders, like I keep saying, and the first one is lack of capital. We have lack of community, and we have no strategic knowledge. But like I said during the video I did on TikTok and on YouTube, for some of you that saw it, the shot I did, the major thing out of these three, they could be a problem, but the major thing is this guy, trading psychology. So what's trading psychology? Let's quickly look at it very fast. Now, trading psychology is 70% of trading, while 30% of it is strategy. So all the strategy you are learning from different mentors, paying for all the money you are paying for mentorship classes, all these things they are teaching you, type of strategy. Let me be blunt. Let me give you a fact that I have been able to check, and I got this fact in my second year of trading. The first year I was jumping from here to there, jumping from different strategies, testing a lot of things. And I'm somebody who was testing not just manual trading, I was also testing a lot of softwares, right? Trading softwares. I was testing indicators. If I show you my chart now, I have over 100 trading softwares on my chart. So I have done a lot of tests, a lot, and I've discovered something. There is nothing new in trading. It's the same foundation, no matter what. If it's ICT trading, fair value gap, alchemy trading, other blocks, it's all based on the principle of demand and supply. You will still come back to respect demand and supply one way or the other. I don't want to know the kind of strategy you're using. I don't want to know. If that strategy does not obey the law of demand and supply one way or the other, it will fail. So your job as a trader is not to, when it comes to strategy, keep it as simple as possible. Pay attention to understanding demand and supply and how you can take advantage of them, break and retest. Very simple. Keep it very simple. There is no holy grail anywhere. So once you understand the concept of demand and supply and how it applies to market movements, and add it with other simple things like market manipulation, liquidity grab, and all that, you'll be able to understand that, okay, this has been broken, this has been retested, and I know that there's going to be, it's bound to be a continuation. If that happens, fine, I take my trade. If that doesn't happen, I wait. As simple as that. It doesn't have to be so difficult. Trust me, it doesn't have to be so difficult. Trading is so simple, but the hard part of trading is not trading itself, but is the trade. After you take the trade, what goes on in your mind? I've seen people who would jump out of a trade very early in profit. Let's say $2, they are out, but they will remain in that trade for a longer time if the trade is going against them. So why can't you remain in a longer time if it's going in your favor, right? So it's all about your psychology. I've seen somebody who is so good. I mean, this man can analyze for 4 hours. We'll be talking about the market for 4 hours, and his analysis are always top notch. But this guy is not profitable. I mean, he's not profitable at all. Why? Trading psychology. Once he's in the trade, he keeps looking at his chart, he keeps looking at his phone, and everything begins to give him a what if scenario. Oh, it's not going in my favor anymore. And all these are just psychology. So we're going to be talking about them. So let's quickly talk about trade psychology a little bit. And then we'll look at. So trade psychology, simply put, refers to the emotional mindset of traders. Whether that's a feeling of being composed or anxious. I've seen people who tell me when I take a trade, I have butterflies in my belly, a lot of funny things. So it's something that is very emotional. You need to understand that trading psychology is all about the emotional mindset of traders, and your job as a trader is to trade and without emotion. Remove your emotion. I know it's a real account. That's the reason why people make money on demo account than real account. Real account is the same thing as demo. The only difference is it has real money and real emotions are involved, right? So you need to understand that you need to pay attention to those emotions. Now, while trading is crucial, you remain calm, patient, focused, and disciplined, not letting your emotional state affect your trades. Very, very important. I cannot say this enough. In fact, if we end this meeting, if we end this lecture here now, we've done justice. This is all it takes. You need to understand. Until I understood that, okay, trading is business as usual. There's no emotion attached, right? You take a trade, you put your stop loss, you put your take profit. Just go and relax. Don't be so carried away. Don't be having, just leave it. All right. So let's go over some of these emotions that we have. I'm just going to skip this. Let's go over some of those emotions. Number one is nervousness. Number two is overconfidence. Number three is fear. And then we have the king of them all, greed. Greed is a problem. All right. In our business, greed is a problem. I've seen a lot of people lose money due to greed. I mean, a lot of things. I mean, making more money than you should, not having your proper risk management because you don't want the thing to hit you out. But what you don't know is that when you don't put a stop loss on your trade, you are actually risking your entire account, and the trade will still eventually stop when it takes out your capital. All right. Anxiety is also a problem. You need to be calm. And then fear of missing out, and then we have doubt. Doubt affected me a lot. Doubt affected me a lot personally, affected me a lot, and then I had to deal with it. Now you need to take this and check which one is doing you. I mean, which one you're having problem with, and you need to understand that it's not something you can overcome in a day. You need to keep practicing, keep practicing. And one of the things I did that helped me was that that period of time, immediately I take a trade, I will just leave the trade alone. I'll go and do something else, take my mind off it, right? After 2 hours, 1 hour, I'll come back and check. Oh, is it in profit? Has it got to my take profit? If it has gone above, if it's in profit, I will break even. Once I break even means I move my stop loss to my entry, right? Once I do that, I leave it alone. So if I come back, I say it has moved again, and then I move it until it gets to my TP. And then if it reverses, of course, it takes my stop loss, but it doesn't take me out in a loss most of the times. I break even, and sometimes I even break even in profit. You understand? So these are the ways you can deal with this. Now, the next thing I want to also show us, which is something I've been saying, is a pandemic in our business, is this. Trading addiction is a pandemic right now, mostly for young traders. If you are here, you just started trading, you need to deal with this. Trading addiction is taking a trade and not allowing yourself to rest. You want to check what's going on. You are in the bathroom, you are with your phone, you are in the toilet, you are with your phone, you are everywhere, you are with your phone. It's called trading addiction. It's a trading addiction. All right. Some people sometimes I've seen somebody that told me he lost his mom. Right. It was quite an unfortunate event, and he was looking for something to console himself with, and then he picked his accounts and said, you know what, let me just go and trade and remove my mind. It's not a game. All right. It's not something that you console yourself with. It's a business that carries real risk. Okay, so you don't just go into it and just start. It's something it's a very serious business actually. So you need to know that trading can be addictive. It can be very addictive. It can be very addictive. And when it becomes addictive, and you don't have a very good psychology, you just keep losing money and you can't stop yourself. You can't stop yourself. Eventually, I've seen people that will tell me, "Oh, I'm not going to trade." I tell people take a break, take a 2 weeks break, and then the next day they're with their phones again trading, because it's so addictive that it's now looking that adrenaline, that pump, that's blood pumping around your vein when you took the trade. Everybody, you are so anxious, you are so excited, there's adrenaline pumping. It can be addictive, guys. It can be addictive. You will not see this out there. People don't talk about these things, but I tell you, trading can be addictive. All right, so you need to pay attention to these things. You need to be able to take cognizance of these things. All right, you need to be able to deal with them. This is why I'm going to be stopping this lecture today. I just want to show you us that these are the things that can affect your trade in terms of your psychology. But just to cap it all up, this is what you need to start dealing with. This right here. All right. So when you take your trade, you need to be very composed. You need to pay attention to these issues, to these downfalls. You need to make sure that you are not nervous. You are dealing with that. Overconfidence can be a problem. You're also dealing with that fear, greed, anxiety, fear of missing out, and also doubt. All right. So make sure you pay attention to this, and you're going to see a leap in your results. You're going to see a leap in your results. If you need help, you can just chat me up. Just chat, drop a chat comment for me. Just put help there. I'm going to contact you, and we can actually talk, and I can put you through on some of the things. And you can also get my book for free. So just type help, and then I'll chat you up, and then you can actually get that book for free. Let's have a wonderful day, and make sure that you are actually paying attention to your trading psychology. My name remains Precious David. This is EBC Financial Group bringing you an exclusive lecture. God bless you all.